Greetings and salutations, Dota fans! It is I, Badger, back for some more League of Lads Season 10 action, and we are joined tonight by two teams on the battlefield. On the Radiant side, it is perhaps the best team in League of Lads. It is the 13-win, 3-loss Reily Feid. On the Dire side, it is a team that is so far struggled record-wise, 5-9, but have looked competitive, so you never know what they're going to bring in boring zones. So, despite the discrepancy in records, it certainly could be a very competitive series between the two teams. Opening the draft, surprise, surprise, it is a lot of the usual suspects being banned on out. And Dawnbreaker, Beastmaster, Nightstalker first phase bans, 5-pick Marcy into 6-7, Puck, Clockwork. Really some extremely standard meta stuff here. Nothing too wild and crazy quite yet, but you never know where the draft gets. Usually it is that second draft phase where teams start to get a little more frisky. I have a weird headache. What am I going to do about the headache? I'm going to fight through it. We're going to see where it goes. I'm going to fight through the headache. Hopefully things go well. And we have an 8th pick Ember. Once again, nothing too out of the ordinary there. Certainly one of the heroes people prefer playing into the puck. You see, once again, Ember Spirit, Void Spirit, Tiny tend to be 3 or more common answers nowadays to the puck in the middle lane. At this point, every middle laner either knows how to play puck at a high level or knows they need to be able to play a counter to puck, because puck is really one of, if not straight up, the best mid in the game right now. I know a number of people whose opinions I respect about Dota have said puck is the best hero in the mid lane. Puck should be 5-pick number available, so it shouldn't be too much of a surprise that it is on the field today. I like the Ember response, because ordinarily, Ember can at least do a lot on the offensive end into puck. Obviously, defensively, things could get a little bit risque, but you know, nowadays in the current builds of Ember, you tend to see like a second item BKB a lot of the time, so that should answer puck just fine until puck has 25, which, once again, if the game goes late puck, I'm sure at some point we'll get 25. We'll get that Dream Coil goes through BKB talents, but in general, I wouldn't be too scared. But what I see here from Reily Feid, I'll go through the bands real fast, but Nyx, Visage, Bristle, Sand King, Alex, CK, those bands are not as interesting as this Pudge pick. We have been seeing an upswing in Pudge picks everywhere. Pub games, amateur games, pro games. Pudge is on the rise. And notably, Pudge is a very good hero into Ember on the defensive end. Flesh Heap's active is a very good ability into the Ember's Flame Guard. You see a lot of times people will pick the Pudge into Ember to specifically lane it into Ember Spirit. So perhaps this puck could be flexed to 3, could be flexed to support, just to get this really favorable Flesh Heap into Ember matchup. So now you actually have a degree of flexibility in this this draft from Reily Feid. Obviously, Breezy R is probably the best puck in Lads, so I'd be surprised if it wasn't. I'd be surprised if he wasn't playing the puck middle of this game, but it gives you an option. You can put the Pudge mid, put puck 3, put puck wherever you want to put puck instead. Because puck will still function at a fairly high level, not being played in mid. The response for now is Shaman. Once again, Shaman, nice pick against puck. You have the instant Hex. As far as supports go, outside of Nyx, Shaman might be probably Lion's second best against puck. But once again, Shaman's very good at the instant Hex. You see the items you often build on Shaman. Blink Dagger, great at getting on puck. Aether Lens, great at standing in the trees for when puck initiates. Once again, the Shard as well. If you can get puck locked down with Hex, throw in the Shackles with the wards on top. Puck's armor not that high, so same with the HP. Puck's not the most durable hero in the world if it's shackled. So there's a lot of options here for Shaman. You follow up with a Timbersaw pick. I'm not sure how I feel about that one quite yet. I am a little bit cautious regarding the pick. I know Boring Zone like the hero, but I feel like it's one of those things where you see two strength duos in the Puck and the Pudge. They see Puck, who really can't necessarily kill this Timbersaw. And they lock it in knowing they like playing the hero, they're good at playing the hero, but there's two picks to counter out this Timbersaw. And you could really easily have these two remaining heroes be the two heroes landing into Timbersaw. You pick a 5 and a 1 here if you really want to. Put Puck 3, Clock 4, Pudge mid, or Pudge 4, Clock 3, Puck mid, or Pudge 3, Clock 4. You have a lot of options just to lane two counter picks into Timbersaw. So you can grab whatever really handcrafted lane matchup you want to either beat the Timber in lane or at least slow down his snowball to a reasonable degree. So let's see what Reily Feid's tech is to beat. And they'd go for the Witch Doctor, who has definitely some play in the Timbersaw. Maledict can be quite powerful if you can get some damage on top. Ordinarily, your carry wouldn't be the hero to do that, but once again, if you have Witch Doctor, plus a rotation from whoever the mid is, whether it's Puck or the Pudge, you have a lot of damage there on that Timbersaw, potentially. I actually really like this Witch Doctor pick the more I think about it. It's good against a Shaman. It has a lot of damage. I don't think the Death Ward will be the biggest deal in the world this game, just given the way I expect this game to turn out, but the heal should be nice, the knowledge should be nice, the cask should be nice. Witch Doctor has a pretty high base damage as well, so it's, in that sense, decent against the reactive armor of Timber when it's level 1 reactive armor, so I like this Witch Doctor pick a lot from Reily Feid. I think it's very smart. It also makes me think it will be Clock 4 rather than Clock 5, because once again, you generally don't see Witch Doctor played 4. We have seen Clock 5 and Clock 4, but just given the way this draft is shaking up, probably going to be Clock 4. Or even Clock 3 if they're getting real bold, but look at the last phase of bans. We have Ursa, Monkey King, Faceless Void, and Bloodseeker. All, relatively standard carry bans. We are expecting both teams to pick a carry here with this 23 and 24 pick. Boring Zone have the penultimate job here to pick their carry, knowing that Reily Feid can counter it with their carry matchup. And obviously, the way Dota's played, you don't necessarily see like carry versus carry man by society in the game a lot of the time, but that could be the differentiating factor a lot of the time when a carry is getting out of control. You're seeing these drawn out 5v5 fights. Especially when you hear like Lifestealer in the game, who loves these sustained fights, loves to get off multiple usages of the rage in a given team fight. You have a lot of options when you play this this Lifestealer hero in the sort of fights we're seeing in the general meta nowadays. And the counter pick is going to be the Razor. I both like and hate this pick. I think if Karan plays a mean Razor this game, wins the lane hard, shuts down Tiani, which means it's going to be Reily Feid looking to really apply the pressure in this lane before Timbersaw gets 3. Because you get that second point in reactive armor, whether it's at 3 or 4, and you get a lot more tanky on the Timbersaw. I think Reily Feid are going to want to really control the lane with pulls, get as many denies as possible. Getting your 3 on Razor to get the level 2 static link before there's 2 points of reactive armor will be a big difference maker, because it could mean 1 death on Timbersaw, 2 deaths on Timbersaw, and every death on Timbersaw counts a lot. And I know Tiani loves Timbersaw, so he'll be aware of that interaction, but it'll be fun to see exactly where it ends up turning out in this bottom lane, where it will be Razor Witch Doctor taking on what I'm assuming is Timber and Shaman. Generally, we have seen Simon playing the 4, Patience playing the 5. Generally, you see Shaman being played as the 4, so it makes a lot of sense for it to be the lane as such, but you never know in Dota sometimes. Regarding this Pudge and Puck pick, it is going to be Puck middle, Pudge 3. I don't think I actually like that. I think I would have preferred Pudge middle and Puck 3 this game. I think Puck has a fantastic lane to Lifestealer. It's not the greatest lane in the world in terms of just straight up bullying Lifestealer out of lane, but it's impossible to die in that lane, barring a misplay. You can very easily contest the pulls in the lane. You have a lot of tools to secure range creeps with that sort of lane there with the puck. I would like to have seen this Pudge versus Ember matchup, but what can you do sometimes? We are not going to see it for at least game 1. Maybe you'll see Pudge eventually rotate into the mid lane to take the farm there, but for now, if you are just joining us, welcome to game number 1 of Reily Feid taking on Boring Zone. We have Reily Feid on the Radiant side. They are the favorites in the series. It is going to be interesting seeing how their lineup does tonight with this carry Razor. On the Dire side, it is Boring Zone. Once again, have looked quite good in a number of their series I've seen. I'm excited to see what a couple of these players do. And already we're seeing a potential first blood attempt on Confused. Patience went in with the rebound. Shackles were utilized. Confused is on the run, but in comes Karan and Sexy Buns. Cask is in, finding Mr. Lens and Patience, and off. Patience will get run down. Breeziar has the orb, looks for the kill, but again, Patience with the rebound. Breeziar will jaunt in. He wants this kill. He wants the first blood, but now he's man-fighting Lifestealer, who has an orb of venom. Lifestealer will run away. Radiance now have control of this rune area, but Dire have time to re-engage if they so choose. Both teams are aware there's wards on this high ground. And again, Radiant are hunting. They see the Shaman. Simon will look to dodge the hook. Sexy Buns has hook skilled. Level 1. He sees Shaman. He's in range. From long range! Sexy Buns! A fantastic hook. In comes Redbot. Cask in. Orb from Breeziar. First blood will go to Breeziar on the puck. What a fantastic pre-horn string from the side of Reily Feid. Beautiful. And the pause instantly from Mr. Lens. I'm assuming it is regarding internet and or ping issues. Those, I believe Mr. Lens is a Cuban player, so obviously can be a bit of a problem regarding internet connections sometimes. What can you do? But that is Dota 2 for you. We are heading on back though. Seems like we're never mind, we're just seeing a GLHF with a smiley face. No
Nice
no bad manners, I'm sure. Everyone here is here to have a good time. Not to be a real wild and crazy individual or anything. We're here to have a good time. But yeah, we're already seeing it is Breeziar on his best hero. And it's also happens to be the best hero of the patch in the middle lane, so it'll be interesting to see how he does this game. Breeziar in general certainly is a feast or famine middle laner, but in this season, Breeziar has been not in the famine mode, he's been in the feast mode. More often than not, Breeziar has been playing some very good Dota in this LAN Season 10. He has been winning a lot of lanes. He's been playing some very good mid games. So I would expect some good things from Breeziar. Wait a minute. Sexy Buns TPs to the bottom lane. I think Dire saw that TP, actually. I believe this, the ward did not spot us. Maybe the creeps didn't see it. But we are seeing this Pudge bottom lane to lane into the Timbersaw. That is, I guess, better than Pudge Lifestealer, but still not great for the Pudge. It means it will be Karan playing the Razor into this Lifestealer. I like that. Because even though it's not good for the Pudge, it's very good for the Razor versus Lifestealer matchup. I mean, Lifestealer does not endure this lane. We're seeing now TP to bottom lane. He knows, if he's looking at TPs, he knows Pudge TP to the bottom lane. Therefore, Pudge cannot go top lane unless you want to double up on Course in this bottom lane with Razor and Pudge both being here, and that might ruin Sexy Buns' game. Middle lane, we are seeing Breeziar take a good bit of damage, as is Mr. Lance. Both of them will be fine. It's bottom lane where the action is possibly occurring. Redbot secures the range creep. Big range creep secure that from Redbot, but I think we are back to chilling for a little bit. Spells are being thrown out literally everywhere on the map right now, but I don't think anyone dies for the near future. I am looking around at the minimap and the top HP bars, but for now we are chilling. Mr. Lance is opting for a very aggressive skill, but going for Breeziar. Breeziar will survive, however. He'll orb in, looking for Mr. Lance. Breeziar jaunts in. Mr. Lance has a Fairy Fire. Breeziar hunts And both middle laners will survive. Slight, chains. Never mind, no mana for the chains. He was 5 mana short for a potential kill on Breezy R. Both middle laners are incredibly low. Mr. Lens gets his bottle. Breezy R will not cancel the charge. Slight misses. Chains missed. Mr. Lens, big play attempted, but Breezy R will prevail. And again, Puck has Orb. He might get both runes. The jaunt in, and both runes for Breezy R. That is terrible. If you are Ember Spirit, you are out of bottle charges. Breezy R is a water rune and 2 bottle charges. And that's scary right there if you're Mr. Lens. It's hard to sustain in this lane without those bottle charges. Might even see, we're even seeing a salve and quick buy. Perhaps he even buys this salve here just to survive in this lane, because he does not want to go small camp in general, especially with the skill build. Over the top lane, it is Razor running down Timbersaw. Timbersaw will be fine. Over the bottom lane is Simon with the Shackles, but the Rock from 60 Buns will finish the kill. Correction, the Maledict from Redbot finishing the kill. The result is the same though, a kill on Shaman Vertus Pudge, Witch Doctor combination. Off wants Vengeance. He will not find Vengeance, but he does find a nice little chunk of damage over to the jungle area. Here are seeing Mr. Lens grab that bounty rune. It's important he grabbed that bounty rune because he's not confused and actually try to snipe that rune. And if he got that rune, that'd be really disastrous for the Ember Spirits. At this point, once again, look at Ember's skill build. This is not a small camp killing build. He wants to be in this lane, man fighting with the puck, applying those Sleight of Fists, and getting those 2 bottle charges will be a very, very big deal to do so. We're seeing a bit of a hunt middle lane by Patience on the Marcy. Perhaps a gank, perhaps simply securing these minute 4 water runes. I'm sure he saw as we did, hey, my middle laner got neither of the water runes. If I help secure, then one way or the other, he will get something at the minute 4 water runes. Simon rotates as well, so Breezy R most certainly will not get a water rune unless he orbs over to the north right now. And he will not do so. So Mr. Lens gets 1 rune already. He'll go for the 2nd rune as well. Then now it's Breezy R with no water runes. So he is still full HP and mana, more or less, so it's not as big of a deal as it was for the Ember earlier. At the top lane, Tiani on that Timbersaw is alone right now. He is not that happy because of it. He's being knocked back by the cogs of the clockwork. Karan is running forward. Will not static link, however, but Tiani is finding it hard to CS in this 1v2 situation. Looking at the bottom lane, it's 3v2 currently, but so far this Patience gank has not succeeded. Redbot and Sexy Buns are playing relatively far back in this lane. They'll miss some last hits, but it might just save their lives, so I'm sure it is worth it in that case. Back to middle lane, Puck has gotten level 6. Mr. Lens is hunting. But because Ember does not have 6, there will be no kill in either direction. Not quite yet. Again, Tiani is taking a lot of damage in the top lane. He's static linked by Karan, but he will pop that magic stick and walk away. He is getting a decent bit of XP to an extent, but it's definitely a lost lane in the top lane in this Razor versus Timber matchup. But I'm sure they prefer having the Timbers matchup to their Lifestealer. Speaking of Lifestealer, he's having a great time in this bottom lane. He's running a Sexy Buns. Rage is activated, phasing on in, but he turns to Witch Doctor instead. Redbot has been trapped. He'll attempt the tango, but he cannot path far enough. Rebound in, but a hook onto Patience. Patience low. Everybody low. TP in by Clockwork. Patience dead. Redbot dead. Sexy Buns low. Off. He's man fighting in the cogs. Will now perhaps leave them. Knocked back again on the mana burn knockback. But it's instead middle lane where again, mano-y-mano, Breezy R on Mr. Lens. Bottom, Pudge again being gone on by the Lifestealer. Built under the tower. Down goes Sexy Buns everywhere we look. It is some wild and crazy action. Middle lane, the bottle will get filled by Patience. Rebound, dispose, but Puck is absolutely fine. Has an Invis rune, probably didn't even need it, but actually goes in again. The slight, the chains, the orb away. Is it enough? Remnants are online. Mr. Lens is still hunting. Phase shift activated, but Mr. Lens, I don't think saw the phase shift. Slight, no chains. Patience, still hunting. They want this kill on Puck. Simon rotates in. It's a 3v1, but it's still a Puck. Phase shift activated. Silence in. Breezy R will jaunt. Chains off the mark, but Hex on point. Rebound. Dispose. Kill on Breezy R. The best kill they could have gotten on the map has just occurred. Breezy R down. But over the bottom lane, they know Officer alone. Problem is, he is a life stealer. He will rage away the cast and walk away. No harm, no foul. All is well. So if you are Boring Zone, you actually might be relatively happy with the way these lanes are occurring right now. Mid lane is going pretty well. Bottom lane is going very well. Top lane's bad, but what can you do? Middle lane, Coil on Mr. Lens. He breaks immediately on the Ember, but he's still being delivered to tower sight. Remnant, but not in time. Mr. Lens falls. Rotation now cancelled. And suddenly it goes back the other way. Before we saw Ember killing Puck, now it is Puck killing the Ember. Over the top lane, Tiani dives, looking for Karan, but he's low on mana. He'll chain through with the Soul Ring, has Chakram in one. But Karan will wisely play patiently. He'll walk on back away from the danger. Over to bottom lane, off. Look for a kill on Redbot. But he's aware a Pudge is standing on this wave, was looking for a hook, and that's not where you want to be if your lifestealer into a dismember on Pudge. That is for damn sure. For the time being, though, we are back again to a bit of farming. Direction, action bottom lane, rage activated, looking for Pudge. Dismember, the counterplay, but in come Dire supports and Karan. It's a 3v3 off on the run. Sexy bombs the hook. This time off the mark. Simon will be sacked. He'll be left to die. And it is a better death for the Dire than the Lifestealer, but it's still favorable for the side of the Radiance. Speaking of Radiance, Witch Doctor TP's top lane for Tiani. Tiani is very tanky, but is again very low on mana, has the Soul Ring and one Magic Stick charge, but has no TP, and Radiant appear to know it. Orb, Coil, Jaunt, Maledict, Waning Rift, Battery, Assault, the Cogs, the damage, far too much. Tiani dead. I believe for the... yeah, only for the first time in this game, actually. So not too bad, but still a very unfortunate death for that Timbersaw. We are at minute 9, and the hero net worth would be about as you would expect. It is Lifestealer on top, Radiance cores all not too far behind, Ember in the pack, Timbersaw a little bit further away. But it is one of those Radiant cores being gone on right now. Bottom lane, Karan has next look away by Sexy Buns. A fantastic save. Dire still hunts Slight. The Remnant will be the kill. Mr. Lens involves himself in the rotation. Chains only on one, but it is Sexy Buns Pudge. Puck rotates in, has no coil, will phase shift December on Shaman. Shaman, the target of the Radiance, will be brought down, but off is raging, infesting into Mr. Lens. He's low on mana, has the remnants, but still kills Redbot. Radiant have 3 nearby. But Mr. Lens, patience and off will get away. It will be a relatively good trade for the Dire, slightly in their favor, and during all that, notably, Tiani was farming, so Dire commit with less heroes but still win the fights. Good plays there. Looking to mid lane, rune will go to Breezy R. It is the Illusion rune, which is not the greatest this game, but you still can get out of the Searing Chains. That's about it, actually. Or Illusion Bait, I guess. Bottom lane, and it's Dismember on off, hook available, and down goes off, and down goes Patience as well. They knew the Infest was on cooldown, and they capitalized. Sexy Buns walked up Dismembered and killed the Pudge. Or sorry, killed on Pudge. On the Lifestealer. Good recognition there by the side of Reily Feid. Seems like we might see Tiani go for a kill in the near future top lane. Karan is extremely low. Both teams have one support rotate in. Patience will rebound, will dispose. Chakram is on cooldown, and Karan, one more hit will do the job. Confused wants vengeance. Has battery assault hookshot. It's already been used. Confused cannot find vengeance. Came very close on 2 kills, but alas, day late and a dollar short. He might just die now. He's just dead as well. The Patience double kill for the Marcy support. Power. Ooh, the range creep almost does the job. Patience will survive. A 2-for-0 exchange. And again, bottom lane, Dismember. The piece is still on cooldown for 1 more second. What can you do? That is very unfortunate. The little things in Dota sometimes. If that was a 95-second cooldown ability, he would be alive right now, but it is not 95 seconds, it is 100 seconds. And again, Off is dead, and we saw Off earlier was #1 net worth hero by about 500 gold. He's now number 3 in net worth, and he's only falling a bit further behind. Looking at itemization, he's not going for a farm-heavy build either. He's going Armlet into Silver Edge. He wants to be involved in the fights. Certainly a defendable decision. I don't think it's the correct build this game, actually, but it does mean if he's dying like this, he will not have an ability to recover with the Maelstrom. Back to bottom lane, Simon is hunting, looking for Pudge. Pudge will walk away. He will be absolutely A-okay. But Dire are bringing in the cavalry. Radiance appear not to be aware of where the Dire are. They see only a Lifestealer. There are 4 Dire heroes bottom lane. But we're seeing a wise rotation away, saying, you know what? We don't see their heroes. We can go to safe farm. Middle lane for Breezy-R, the remainder of the team top lane looking for this top T1 tower. So we will be seeing an exchange of Tier 1 towers. Dire will grab the Radiant side, safe lane T1. Vice versa for the Radiant grabbing the Dire side, safe lane T1. Both are very dead. Corporate wards were committed by Simon to secure the tower, but for both teams, that is a fine trade. Middle lane is where the action may occur. Tiani defends the C1 tower against Breezy-R, who has a Witchblade in hand. Radiant go for the wraparound gank. They have 3 heroes sitting high ground on Dire side jungle into the mid lane sort of area. But they're being patient for now. Speaking of patience, he rotates to defend the T1 tower. Hook in on Tiani's half HP. Dismember now addicted and death warded down to the grave. Tiani down, but Mr. Lens wants vengeance. However, he has been coiled. Breezy-R has silence. Ember is dropping low. The orb through. The jaunt. And again, Mr. Lens down to Breezy-R. Sexy Buns hunts for more. Has hook in 1. Way off the mark, but it does not matter. Mission accomplished. 2 kills on cores. And a T1 tower to fall. That is fantastic if you are Reily, Feid, and suddenly, this game that was in a relatively even state is looking very good for Reily, Feid, but it certainly is not over yet. Confused is hunting in the Dire side jungle, has Karan nearby. And they will walk away, high-fiving on the way out. Radiant are occupying a lot of the map right now, farm-wise. We're seeing them poke their heads into Dire's jungle and Tri-Camp, but Dire wants vengeance. However, Mr. Lens has been gone upon. Hook shot to stun. Hook off the mark. Mr. Lens should not have allowed it. And he will. So again, Radiant, they're just everywhere right now. Dire, looking at their vision, they see very little where the heroes are. Because Radiant are positioned so aggressively into this Dire side jungle, into this Dire side Tri-Camp, there was no vision there. They put these wards up aggressively at the Radiant Tri-Camp. And at the Radiant side jungle, they expected to be playing aggressively at this Timbersaw timing, but instead, they're the ones being run at. And because they lost that fight, Radiant are free to play in this fashion with these super active early game heroes. Dire will hunt for a kill top lane. They see Karan, but Karan walks away. They're again going to see Karan on the Observer ward. They know he is at the Tri-Camp, farming hard camp, farming small camp. But the gank is hard. Patience and Simon are smoked, but instead it's bottom lane where the action's occurring. Again, Dismember in on Lifestealer, hookshot to stun, but Rage activated. Infest into a creep to walk away. Patience will dispose on clock as Breezy-R hunts for Simon. Simon dead. Tiani chains in. Lifestealer pops out. Confused dead. Patience dead. Breezy-R low. Remnant in by Ember. Breezy-R dodges. Jaunts. He's so low. Remnant again in. The hunt. He's still alive. Chain in. Shock him up in 2. But hook away. Tiani cannot hunt. Now turns over to Sexy Buns. Sexy Buns low, Red Bot low, Red Bot dead, but Sexy Buns stands his ground. Tiani will go to Brown to Breezy-R, but Off finds vengeance. The chains on Pudge. Off will clean up the team fight. 3 kills for the Lifestealer. And that's, I believe, a 4 for 3 in favor of the boring zone. That's some good water right there. Back to Mr. Lens. He has been hookshotted by Confused. Mr. Lens will slight. He will remnants. Barely has the mana. And he will barely escape. Clock almost finds a huge soul kill on Mr. Lens, but alas, could not find it. Just a wee bit close on that one. But again, we are back to the farming, the aforementioned agricultural activities. Karan again is farming up a storm at that Radiant side Shrine Camp. He's buying a BKB, of course. Toby Feid's BKB ready to fight quite soon. We see Puck, Travels, Witchblade, approaching a Blink Dagger. Pudge has a hood and almost an Aghanim Scepter. That will be a nice pickup. Looking over at the Dire side heroes, it is an Armlets on Lifestealer, again going for that Silver Edge. Armlet completed Silver Edge. Not quite there, but it is, I believe, a Shadow Blade on Courier. It's a full Shadow Blade on Courier. That will be the reveal there. They have not seen Shadow Blade quite yet. And they will see it now if they're paying very close attention to the Courier. Looking at Ember, he has Maelstrom going BKB. So as I mentioned in the draft, that second item BKB, very common on the Ember Spirit. Very good this game once he buys it. Tiani, Kaya going into the Kaya Sange. So for now, no really big completed items on the Timbersaw. Notably, I like to look at this build on Shaman. You see a lot of Shamans go for either Shard first, or perhaps Aether Lens first. Simon recognized... Wait, bottom lane. Missed the kill on Sexy Bond's big rotation, but it will be Big Vengeance. Patience dead. Tiani also going to take down that Maledict. So Dire hunted aggressively for that Pudge kill in the bottom lane, but it did cost them 2. I would still say, though, if you're Dire, you're fine with that, because you force the entirety of the Radiant to TP to the bottom lane, as your Ember pushes out the top lane, as the Lifestealer farms the jungle, so you get a lot of map from that play. But back to Simon's build. Let's the Blink Dagger first. He's recognizing that this Puck is a major problem in this game. Because you know what, I'm going to max this Hex out seconds, 3 points already, max out Shackles, and with this build, he can be the sort of hero the Dire need to jump in on this Puck. Obviously, you have a Timbersaw on the offlane, so you don't have like this traditional Blink stun hero. So when you have Shaman playing in this fashion, you can blink in, look for these Hex Shackle plays. Problem is, Breezy R is ready to play Dota 2. Rebound in, Hex now on Puck, but Puck remains alive. He's disposed towards Lifestealer. Lifestealer is running away from the static blink. Both Dire supports are dead, as is Mr. Lens. Tiani will chain in, but Breezy R's invis. Sentry is on the floor, but Tiani has to leave. He cannot stand his ground. Correction, he is simply dead. That's 4 kills for Reily, Feid, and an unfortunate team fight for the boring zone. That could have been the sort of timing they needed, but alas. Breezy R, simply too fast on the fingers. Dire too slow on the kill attempt, and they just extended too far towards these Radiant side heroes' nets. An unfortunate loss. They may regret this later. They may lament it later. They might even rue it later. You never know, but Nan Reily Feid have the largest lead of the game. They are by 4k gold. But again, Dire are ready to play Dota 2. They certainly are willing to fight in the near future if they see the right opportunity. Shaman is smoked. Will Hex and Shackle the Pudge. Wards dropped into Shackles. Redbot will look to cancel it. Has Cask. We'll use it. We'll bounce on creeps, but in comes Patience and off. Petalblade finds Karan. Karan low, Karan dead. 1-for-1 trade. Hex on Pudge. Pudge again is being gone on. Deathward in. Hook on Simon. Cancels everything, and now it's a 2-for-2 trade. Tiani arrives, finding Sexy Buns. Now 3-for-2 trade. Confused. will drop the cogs, but it will not matter. His TP attempt cancelled by the searing chains of Mr. Lens. So now it's 4 kills to 2, and that is the counter win that Boring Zone needed. That is half of the net worth lead gone in one team fight. That's what you need right there morale-wise as well. But looking at our good old buddy, our good friend Roshan, neither team has attempted it quite yet. Radiant generally have possessed map control this game, and of the two teams, Radiant is worse at killing Roshan. Puck, not good at killing Roshan. Razor, not that good at killing Roshan. If Dire can get in there with the Serpent Wards, with the Lifestealer, there's certainly some options to start chunking down the Roshan, but in general, Dire have not the greatest control of this sort of area of the map. So as a result, I guess it's not too surprising that neither team has killed Roshan quite yet. Radiant will hunt for a kill. 3-man smoked, Sexy Buns, Redbot, and Confused. Headed to Dire Tri-Camp. Looking at Radiant Vision, they now see Lefty with the freshly placed ward. Hook shot into Pudge Hook, into Maledict, and Death Ward. Rage cannot be used in time. The perfect chain stun from the side of Reily Feid. And again, another big kill on off. Hook again from long range, barely off the mark. Tiani, I guess, dodged it on that one, so no second kill there. Breezy R has arrived. He will orb Jaunt and Coil onto Tiani, snaps it. Patience will die while leashed, it appears. Karan will BKB. Simon drops the wards. Patience will still die in his base under his tier 3. Simon, dead as well. Mr. Lens gets it out. Tiani is in a lot of danger, chaining into a 1v4, but there was no way to escape. Down goes Tiani. It's a 3-for-0 to follow up the solo kill on off again. A 5th kill perhaps. Hookshot into Pudge Hook, into Cask again. Another huge play coordinated by Reily Feid. That is a full 5-man wipe. And again, the pendulum swings back in favor of Reily Feid. They lost their 5k net worth lead, but in one team fight, they've regained their 5k net worth lead. I guess that statement is a little bit misleading because they went from 5k to 2k, not to 0. But again, the fighting continues at the Dire side Tri-Camp. Dire have the obs ward. They see a bit into this area. Radiant, for their part, they don't even see. They're confident they're just stronger right now, and they are stronger. They have the D ward on that fresh ward at the Tri-Camp, and again, they are content to play this sort of quadrant of the map. This top right area, they know there's objectives to be grabbed. There's this middle T2 tower. There's a lot of farm over here. They can force Dire to play farm-wise in a rough spot for them. And then when Dire group as 4 or as 5, you see this sort of play here where you split it up with the Puck on travels, pushing in the hard lanes. You see Razor picking safe farm. You see Pudge, again, just not really showing on map that often. So when he's off map, he's very threatening. But Dire recognize Radiant are splitting. They look top lane. Simon had the right idea, but simply could not find the jump on Breezy R. Breezy R, again, this is simply the fast reactions. However, Dire do get the kill on Confused. As Shaman attempted to blink and hex the Puck, the remainder of the team went for the easier kill on the Clockwork. And speaking of Breezy R and the Puck, he's still here. He is literally just sitting in these trees. I look forward to seeing what he does next, because he knows he's in dangerous territory. He will cut this wave. Mr. Lens, fearing possible gank squads, will actually defensively remnant, meaning that Breezy R gets away from the Dire side support gank. Breezy R simply playing with no fear, and it pays off. Definitely could have been a kill on Breezy R, but it did not happen. Dire have scanned Roshan. They are fearing potentially Radiant being in there. Radiant, for their part, are not in there. They're instead hunting towards the middle lane. They find Patience. An easy kill on the map. Marcy to fall. Pudge hunts for more. Hook. Hook shot into Pudge. Hook. Wait a minute. He brings the clock in instead. Without a blink coil onto Shaman. It's evaporated. They move Mr. Lens, who will BKB. He'll attempt the Remnant and will barely survive. Breezyar still hunts, wants this kill. As Blink and 3, but instead, back to the south side. It's Lifestealer hitting everybody. Radiant moves 2 immediately. Karan has been broken. Tiani will miss the Timber Chain, but it will not matter. Off is simply too damn strong. Confused, on the run, chained in by Tiani. Open wounds. Chakram, the damage, too much. Breezyar actually goes in. Will look for Mr. Lens. He finds the kill, but can he escape? He has Orb in now. He'll Orb to the left towards Simon, breaking his Blink. Simon has Blink in 3, but he's been going on. Dolph under the tower. That's the only stun. The only stun is dead. Breezy R, the recognition of the situation, knowing only one hero could punish him. Silenced and brought down. This is why you don't give Breezy R puck. It's simply a bad idea. He's hunting for more. He sees Tiani. Tiani will tempt the Timber Chain, but Breezy R, the winning Rift, the Witchblade, the Orb, Timbersaw, it's incredibly low. Feast, not Feast, the Infest brings off out. Breezy R will kill Tiani. The Orb, the Jaunt, Breezy R again. He's going to escape the storm. This is why you just ban it. You do not give this man puck. This is a crash course. If you are drafting in LADs, if you are playing in LADs, you tell your drafter, you tell your captain, hey, you see Breezy R in your game. You do not let this man have puck. Oh my.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Into the Dire jungle, Confused has walked into danger. But it seems like the danger might be Confused instead. Hotchuk was blocked by a troll. So as a result, there's no kill on Mr. Lens quite yet. He has a BKB on Ember. Hookshot in by Clock on Patience's Marcy. Patience will likely lose his life. Simon blinks in. Hex and Serpent Wards on the floor. But again, Radiant are absolutely fine. They are sustaining. Simon is taking a lot of damage, and he will die. His Serpent Wards will fall, and now we're seeing a coil on Lifestealer. Lifestealer did not rage, chose to snap it instead. He's half HP, attempting to run away. Sexy Buns has Hook, but it's not quite in range. Breezy R silences on 2. Again, hunts for Mr. Lens and Patience. Chakram will slow. Timber Chain. Not quite used to go in. Simply it's the Searing Chains used on Breezy R instead. So Radiant get 1 kill. They have map control, so they can go for Roshan if that is their choice of play. But again, Radiant, they're simply choosing not... Okay, now they're going to go Roshan. We have not seen it yet. It is minute 30, perhaps a little bit late, but it's better late than never. We are going to see a Roshan, right? There we go. And remind, we see a double smoke, immediately broken, Hook in on Patience. Patience will fall. Radiant head for Mr. Lens, BKB available but not used. Mr. Lens half HP, will Remnant away. Breezy R still hunts. Tiani gets gone with the rest of the Radiant. Hex on Breezy R. Mr. Lens BKBs. Attempts to turn. Hook shot in on Tiani. Simon dead. Tiani will fall. And Breezy R hunts into the base. Coil in. Chains missed again. Breezy R. Show mercy, my man. Off wants vengeance. The bash. He needs more bashes. And he will not find him. The Waning Rift, the Orb, the Jaunts, and again he returns in! This man is wild! Oh! Oh! Almost perfect. From the longest of ranges, it would not have mattered. The dust did not hit, but Reily Feid. At this point, they're styling on Boring Zone. This is a beautiful game they're playing. Dire have scanned, they know what is occurring, but they are powerless to stop it. Ember dead, Timbersaw dead. There is no play to get into this pit and stop the inevitable. It will be the first Roshan of the game. Aegis going to Sexy Buns on the Pudge, which I guess makes some sense. If Breeziar is a puck and will not die, and Karan says, you know what, I have this this BKB usage. If I get it off, then what do I do with Second Life? I have no Eye of the Storm, I have none of my 2 BKBs, so I'll just die. And ideally then, with Karan having that much BKB duration, having 12 seconds magic immunity, he shouldn't die anyway, so it's like, alright. If Razor probably shouldn't die, and Puck definitely won't die, give it to Pudge. Speaking of Pudge, hook in Dismember on Mr. Lens. Death Ward activated. And now it's Patience attempting to rebound in to save a teammate. It does not matter. As all that happened, we saw Breeziar solo kill Simon in the top lane, so a familiar sight, both dire supports in the grave. They do have 24 combined deaths this game, a lot of them being the Breeziar.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
We are seeing a bit of a high on attempts top lane. Breeziar will blink on in and jaunt on out as Sexy Buns and Karan look for the buildings. T3 is about 2/3 HP, dropping rapidly. Siege unit barely remains alive on 60 HP. Both teams will glyph. And Radiant still creeps in the base. Blink in coil. Silence on Tiani. Hook. Off the mark. Hex on Pudge. Reflected by the Lotus. Breeziar again. Hunts for more. Hex. Still on cooldown. Breeziar escapes. Timber Chain in. Sexy Buns is low, but he has 2 lives. Hook in on left healer. Dismember to follow, but he raged in time. Hook shot onto the Mercy. Cogs on 2. Off dead. Patient dead. Off by back. Simon dead. Dire collapsing. Mr. Lens will pop the Aegis, but at this point, it simply appears not to matter. Radiant might just be too far ahead. Mr. Lens will miss the flight chains. Breeziar TPs to the mid lane, I guess. I'm not sure where he went on that one. But regardless, again, the silence on Tiani. He'll Timber Chain away, but Radiants are completely fine playing the Dota they're playing. They've killed the top range racks. They've killed the top melee racks. And again, it's time to walk on away from the base. Mission accomplished. A buyback on left healer forced. 3 kills. And a full set of barracks. The spoils. Again, it is smoke time. Smoke of the seat for the side of the, Oh, I see what Breeziar's doing! Well, I'll talk about it later. We're seeing already a fight in there. Rebounds. Again, attempted by Patience, but Patience again brought down. Coil onto Ember. Silence. Leashed. Low. Dead. And again, Dire. Simply not tanky enough. Simon to fall. Tiani as well off. Will attempt to fight 1v4. Understandably, it will be futile. The GG is called. If you're wondering what Breeziar was doing, by the way, he, with the talents on this, wait, what was it now? It's some kind of talent, I think, that allows Puck to orb, TP to fountain, barely get the fountain buff in time, and then jaunts. It's a very, very thin margin. I'm not sure exactly what allows it to happen, but actually, I think it's Ocarine Core. I think it's Ocarine Core giving a little bit of range that allows him to do that play. I was wondering what he was doing earlier, but he was literally just TPing to fountain just to get just to get a little bit of HP and mana from, which is actually everyone wants to. When you have the travels, might as well do that. So I'm just not recognizing that play from Breeziar. Alright, so let's go over some stuff that's interesting. Breeziar 14, 2, and 19. Definitely my MVP of the game. Though Sexy Buns on the Pudge and Confused on the Clock both had fantastic games as well. I think if you're Dire, first and foremost, ban the puck. But outside of that, I think it's definitely situation where I think you want to position yourself to be better vision-wise. It seemed like Boring Zone were just really far ahead this game. Or sorry, really far behind this game, I should say. In regards to knowing where Reily Feid were. It seemed like Reily Feid had a better idea of the game state than Boring Zone did. So, I'm not sure if it's simply word placement, perhaps it's where they're playing map wise. I'm not sure exactly how to solve it this quickly, but it's certainly a degree of a problem. Let's see here. Boring zone. You have a choice of pick your side. We got some graphs. If you enjoy lines on a navy blue background, check out these lines. Now check out these lines. I do want to point out this lifestealer line. It's a lot. It's very much up and down. Just it's not important. Wait. I almost had it. It's not important. You can see this line though. You can see a lot of these unfortunate deaths on lifestealer certainly hurt his farm throughout the course of the game. Because like, if you saw him in the isolation situation, he was out farming these radiant cores. But you see these points in the graph where he's simply dying over here at the sort of area of the game, and having two inopportune deaths in like that minute 12, minute 15 range certainly hurt his farm. And perhaps that little bit of farm could have been the difference in a lot of those mid-game team fights. There were a lot of very close fights. Once again, one more fight goes the way of boring zone. Perhaps this game looks different, but what can you do? What can you do? Hit up the GLHF, make sure my settings are right one more time. I know they're right, but just in case. There we go. I'm gonna press this blue button now. Let's see here. What else do I have to do on my checklist of things I need to do? Probably should check Discord. I have a ping. I've read the ping too late. Whoops. If only I read that a minute earlier. What could you do? I am going to go to the bathroom. Going to probably grab some Tylenol as well. Got a wicked headache right now, so I'm gonna go take some Tylenol. Hopefully take care of that headache, but we're going to put these little team records back on screen. Going to adjust them real fast before I go to my my quick bathroom sabbatical. Let's go put the 14 and 3. Put up this little text. Oh, I'm so good at this. I'll put it over here, I guess. Why not? Over here? I'll put it here. Okay. I'll be right back. I'll see you in a few minutes. Alright, let's see here. 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 What have I missed? Anything of importance? Let's go look at our screen, shall we? That's a lot of stuff on it already. I guess we'll take it from the top. First phase bands, Enchantress, Visage, Pocket Dawnbreaker, once again, all top tier heroes in the current batch, more or less. You can argue Ench, I guess, but Ench is really good right now. I like the Puck ban. They have a good adjustment to ban out the Puck. Smart move in my opinion. 5-pick Marcy. Again, it's 5-pick Marcy. This time by Reily Feid, rather than Boring Zone. So, Marcy certainly big hero of these drafts. I mean, it is the most contested hero regarding picks. 5-pick in both games. DP6, Clockwork 7 as a 2-pick block into 8 Beastmaster. Beastmaster first phase man last game. This time made it through to the 8-pick. Second phase bans Bristleback, Timbersaw, Necrophos, Chaos, Knight, Viper, and Alchemist. 15-pick Crystal Maiden, which is, of course, certainly one of the better 5s to play into the Beastmasters 3. Frostbite on the board, certainly a very good interaction for those who don't know. Into 16-pick, 17-pick Pudge Wyvern combination. I'm intrigued with what Reily Feid are doing here. Because I actually genuinely don't know what they're doing here. I really can't tell anything about their draft other than there's like this one underlying concept of, hey, we're going to fight you. We're going to run at you. We're going to cast abilities. We're going to kill you. And then by winning these fights, we'll gain a goal lead, we'll gain map control, therefore we can win the game. I think this is definitely a strategy that could go very, very wrong, but we'll see. I'm curious what Dire do with the heroes as well, because once again, Tiny, Clockwork, DP are all fundamentally flexible in the draft.
10 seconds remaining.
I would like, I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be a Pudge middle by Reily Feid. I'm guessing Wyvern 5, Marcy 4, Beastmaster 3, Pudge 1, or sorry, Pudge 2. If you're laning Pudge into the DP, that's a good lane for Pudge, because a lot of the tools for DP to kill the Pudge in the lane is that,
5 seconds remaining.
it's Spirit Siphon. And I'm like 90% sure that Flesh Heap just owns Spirit Siphon, given in general these things where it's a lot of very low damage instances, abilities like Flame Guard. And I'm assuming Spirit Siphon works the same way, where it gets blocked so well by Flesh Heap. It's possible DP's damage type might just be different somehow. I'm not going to look it up, because I don't feel like it, but assuming that it works the same way as Flame Guard does, Flesh Heap's active absolutely owns DP, so I would be surprised if it's the DP versus Pudge lane matchup.
Radiant
Tiny.
ban.
Likely a better decision.
Team ban.
Radiant ban out carries. So they expect the Tiny, or sorry, yeah, they expect the Tiny to be middle lane. The Boring Zone ban on Invoker. Seems like they think that there's going to be a middle lane selection. They think Pudge might be a safe lane carry. Or perhaps Beastmaster a safe lane carry and Pudge an off lane core again. I have never seen Karan play Beastmaster,
Team pick.
and I feel like I don't think I've ever seen him play Pudge either. I would expect a carry pick here, but it seems like Boring Zone have done their homework better than I have. They've been out to middle lane primary heroes. It seems like they know it's Beastmaster plus Pudge cores in the side lanes.
10 seconds remaining.
We are going to find out if they're correct or not quite soon.
5 seconds remaining.
They could be right. They could be wrong. But before that happens, Reily Feid have 23 pick. They have a bit over a minute of reserve time, so plenty of time to think it out. And they are. They are actively thinking it out. That is what they are doing. Actually, they've stopped thinking it out. And they grabbed a Shadow Fiend, which is almost certainly going to be the middle lane core. So it turns out Boring Zone, Patience, Drafting, numbers in that Brain Trust were correct. It will be Pudge, Beastmaster, side lane cores. And a Breezy R, Shadow Fiend mid. I don't think I like that. Correction, I still like that a lot.
Nice Siya pa lang na.
So what? Wait, what? Okay, so I was wrong again, twice in the last 30 seconds. Okay, so it's Shadow Fiend Safe Lane Core for the Radiant side. Doombringer Safe Lane Core for the Dire side. Tiny Middle, DP3, Clock 4, CM5. Radiance, more or less as expected, other than the SF going safe lane. Pudge Middle, Beastmaster 3, Marcy 4, Wyvern 5. I had those 4 dead on early on, but then I got misled by Shadow Fiend. What can you do? Some really interesting picking being done by Reily Feid. This is an interesting draft for sure. But then again, Boring Zone also have gone down the interesting route. So both teams certainly adventuring into the deep end with their drafts. I feel like I prefer the draft of Reily Feid, barely, but I think it's a relatively similar quality drafts there from both teams. Regardless, if you are just joining us, welcome to game number 2 of Reily Feid, who are 14-3 on the Radiance, taking on the Boring Zone, who are currently 5-10, looking to turn the 1-0 into a 1-1. My name is Badger, and we are here for some League of Lads Season 10 action. Hopefully this, interesting all chat from Breezy R. But hopefully this game 2 proves to be a competitive affair, but just with the way these drafts are, I think if we were okay, so if you were to classify Dota into 3 outcomes, Radiant stomp the game, Dire stomp the game in a relatively even game, I think Radiant stomping and Dire stomping are both more likely than a relatively even game, because there are some really heavy snowball heroes on both teams. Either team, if the lanes go well, if like these key minute 9, minute 10, minute 12 sort of fights go well, can start to ball out of control and just absolutely kick some ass. So it is possible that either team with these snowball heroes could snowball out of control.
Wonderful.
I think if I were to guess, of the 2, I would give higher odds to the Radiant snowballing, but easily could go either direction. If we are going to be a close game, it is probably going to be a back and forth fighting game. With both teams doing a lot of team fighting. Both teams have relatively decent team fights. And both pack a lot of pick-off potential. So perhaps it's time for a prompt bit of action in a few minutes. Middle lane, I don't think I've ever seen Pudge versus Tiny before. I'd have to assume it's Tiny favored. But that... I don't actually have a reason for saying that. Pudge actually has more damage, but Tiny has a tree grab, and with the tree grab, will have more damage. I feel like Pudge should have better rune control, though, which could be nice in this lane. Over to top lane, see Patience being run at. First blood will be drawn by Confused on the Marcy. So good first blood there for the side of Reily Feid. Simon pulled to the hard camp. But Dire are not getting the last hits on the jungle creeps or denies on the lane creeps. So Radiant will farm this Wild Wing plus Dire creep combination. I think Karan got the big Wild Wing. It was close on the last step. I think he got that. Back to top lane. Seems like Off is running down Confused. Has Scorched Earth activated, but it has ended. So no kill yet. Perhaps it might be the other direction instead. Axes and Dispose used on Patience. Patience is low, will not tango through the trees, instead walks into Sexy Buns. The axes will finish the job. Patience could have perhaps gone with the tango through these trees, opted instead to juke in this direction towards his Doom, hoping Doom could save him, but alas. Off had nothing he could do to save the Crystal Maiden in that lane. So now 2 kills, both on Crystal Maiden for Sexy Buns and Confused. See middle lane again, Breezy R, an enthusiast of water runes. Last game on the puck, got both minute 2 water runes. This game on Pudge, again, both minute 2 water runes. And Breezy R, as a result, again, will look to get ahead in this middle lane early on. I feel like bottom lane, both teams want things to happen, but nothing's happened. We're seeing a lot of abilities being used, but to very little consequence so far. Looking at regen, Karan is relatively low on it, but Redbot has 5 tangos, so Karan should be fine. Simon got a little bit frisky, but had Battery Assault on cooldown, so there was no really significant chance of a kill, especially with Karan having 11 wand charges. Rotation middle lane by Confused. Will rebound in. Mr. Lands a 2-man avalanche and a toss away on Confused. A perfect avalanche toss. Problem is, Breezy R has a perfect hook in response. Problem is, Breezy R is taking the tower. Disposed in. Breezy R remains alive but Confused. It's slowed by the Crystal Nova. Problem is, there's no Frostbite. Patience is still level 1. Now Confused again. Rebounds in. Toss in the air. Mr. Lance is going to fall to Breezy R. Both mid laners incredibly low. Bottom lane, Tianyi dies. Patience again is still hunting for kills, but it's bottom lane. Now Simon very low as well, so it's middle lane. Confused goes in. This might cost him his life. Frostbite Crystal Nova. Confused. A very bold play. Very high risk, low reward. Does not pay off. And that will put Boring Zone on the map, but still, it is a 4-1 kill lead in favor of the side of Reily Feid. They are up by more or less 1k gold right now. So certainly a good start to the game for the winners of the first game of the series. Looking over at the CS, nothing too loud and crazy. The one thing I do want to point out is Karan's deny count. He has 15 denies, which is a lot of denies. Certainly not fun for Tianyi XP-wise to have 15 denies against him. Understandably, he is the lowest last hit of any core at 16. Middle lane has gone slightly in favor of the Tiny so far. Once again, relatively even on the CS. Top lane, Doombringer ahead of Beastmaster, which shouldn't be too surprising, but still, it's about how the lane probably should go. given Doom has a Devour, given he has that Scorch. A lot of tools to just be powerful in the safe lane as Doom. Back to middle lane, Breezyar hits 6 first, dismembers Mr. Lens. Mr. Lens is going to survive. Breezyar again is hooked in 3, but it's bottom lane instead. Cogs and Battery Assault on Karan. Karan has 9 more wand charges, and the Raindrop activates them. Karan still incredibly low. One hit will do it, but the one hit. Crypt Swarm available. Tianyi hits him with the Raindrops. Keep Karan alive. And now it's Tianyi, who's going to die to Red Bot 6. Karan, just a little bit too tanky. Crypt Swarm from long range on point, but alas. Middle lane. Double damage rune for Mr. Lens. Did not see him pick that up, and as a result, he just kills Breezyar. Walks up, slaps him down with a tiny combination, but it's top lane. We see a dispose on Patience's Crystal Maiden. He's very low, and the Doom from off will, at the very least, find a counter kill. Patience still dies confused, and off will kill Sexy Buns, and now off and confused. Get into a 1v1 tussle, but both agree mutually to not take the fight any further. So that is a 1-for-1. Off, certainly winning that fight. Gets a solo kill on the Beastmaster. All the XP. But off! Wait a minute, he's just dead! The rebound, the dispose, and the urn. Patience, half Crystal Nova. Mr. Lens rotates in, secures the kill with the Avalanche.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So it is a 1-for-1, but that's... Ooh, that's a hard death if you're the Doom. Because if you're the Doom in this game, he is fundamentally required to ball, at the very least, moderately out of control if you plan on winning this game with the Doombringer carry. And dying in that fashion is very unfortunate. Back to top lane, Dire want a kill on Sexy Buns, Frostbite, Avalanche, toss in the air, and Sexy Buns will tick down to Mr. Lens, but the trade might be bottom lane. Tiani's being run down by Confused. The damage is a little bit too short. The DP with Strength Treads and a Magic Wand activated will survive. So it is not a trade across the snap, simply a kill in favor of the side of the Boring Zone. And Boring Zone, partially thanks to the Devour Gold on their Doombringer, have now gained the net worth lead, but it is a relatively minor lead. The kill top lane on the Sexy Buns Beastmaster certainly helps as well. Again, bottom lane, again, Confused and Karan attempt on Tiani. This time, they're successful. The Urn of Shadows finishing the job, that last little bit of damage. So we are back to a little bit of farming. Just a little bit for now. Dire have their eyes bottom lane. They want to go on Karan. They know, much like the Doom carry, Shadow Fiend carry loves to ball out of control. Loves to get momentum early, farm a lot of the map. And right now, Dire see them on their Observer Ward. Look at this vision. It's perfect seeing Karan. Smoke in, haste on Tiny, Avalanche. Into a toss towards Patience, Frostbite, Battery, Assault, the Cogs, put Karan the inside. Now Karan is left life. Mr. Lens dominating with 4 kills streak on the Tiny. Looking over at Hero Net Worth, shouldn't be too much of a surprise. Doom with the Devour Gold currently on top. Not far behind is Mr. Lens, who's currently the kill leader. Middle lane member hits Mr. Lens, but he will absolutely not die easily. Breezyar needs a hook. He wants it. He's hunting for it. And he will miss the hook. He splits the wickets, missing both Simon and Mr. Lens. A bit unfortunate. As all that happens, it is El Clasico, the trade. The trade of T1 tower safe lane. Radiant kill the Dire T1 top. Dire kill the Radiant's T1 bottom. El Clasico. Middle lane, Avalanche, and toss on Pudge. But Pudge has Hood. Breezyar activated the Hood, and now it is a rebound in. Confused Hunts has disposing towards the Pudge. Dismember will be used. Hook will not even be needed. The Rot finishing the job. The Confused is the trade. Roar on Clockwork. Tiani runs in, has Siphons, and Breezyar has fallen. Redbot has arrived. Looks towards Patience. Patience walks away, and now Redbot's in a lot of danger. Winter's Curse only there. Actually on 1 plus a creep. So DP will get stunned for a long time. Now hookshot in by Simon from medium range. Brings down Redbot. Axes. Little damage dream that will result in no kills for Sexy Buns. And that is certainly a good fight for the side of Boring Zone. Bringing down the Pudge. Always helpful when they get 2 more kills on top. But Radiant want vengeance. They see a tiny middle lane. Hook available, but the Beastmaster Menagerie was blocking the Hook's path when it was optimal, so no kill on Mr. Lens's Tiny. And we are now back to our favorite stage of the game. It is time for Koran to sit in the Radiant side Tri-Camp. We saw it for a long time last game on the Razor, and he's doing it again this game on the Shadow Fiends. He is level 7. He's going to apparently go for a right-click oriented build this game. Currently has that Dragon Lance in Quick Buy. Could be headed for like a BKB and a Scotty, or maybe a Silver Edge. A lot of good options this game. But the kill will be attempted top lane. Off. Will survive. Karan could not get the full 3 raise combination for the damage in time, and Confused lacked the ability to cancel the TP. Speaking of canceling, hookshot in cancels Breezyar's life. Avalanche toss to finish the job as Patience will freeze and fuel to zone away the Marcy. Marcy's still being run at by a number of Boring Zone heroes. Dispose delays the inevitable, but not for too long. Confused falls. But all that distraction does buy time for Karan to TP away, so even though you lose 2 heroes, one of them being that middle lane Breezy R Pudge, at the very least you keep Karan alive. Karan is surprisingly poor. I actually don't know why he's so poor. I don't think he should be, but he is. He's currently 6th in net worth, which surprises me immensely, actually. What can you do? Top lane Tiani has gone on by Breezy R. Breezy R had the hook, has Dismember. Will again look for Tiani. Tiani has a Siphon, but he's now out of Siphons. Mr. lands a perfect Avalanche and Toss, cancels the Dismember, but DP will still lose her life. The trade is actually still in Radiant's favor. 2 kills now. Mr. Lens will GED attempting to get away. He has Avalanche in 1, but escaping appears not to be an option. He can blink in 3, but again, the blink is canceled and his life has been lost. As all of that happens, Karan ends up going down to the Doom. Wait. No Doom. Why'd he die? But Doom was not... Huh. So as all that happened, we saw off going on Karan in this area of the map of the Tri-Camp. I believe it was, it must have been Patience and off, but how did they kill... How did they kill Karan, actually? Wait a minute. How did they kill Karan? Is he dead? No, he wasn't dead. Huh. I should have opened the death summary, damn it. Oh well. Middle lane, blink in by Mr. Lands and a walk-in by off, kill Marcy. We see Siphon and Crypt Swarm used on Redbot as well, so it's 2 kills, and now Dire will begin to work on the Radiant side mid T1 tower. When they kill this tower, it will certainly break the map open, allow easier plays into the Radiant Tri-Camp, allow easier plays into the Radiant jungle. A lot of good plays he made once this tower goes down, but Breezy R, something to say about it. Hook shot and a Simon both used on Simon, but Simon wants to fight. Cogs have been used, Simon will lose his life, but it may be a valiant trade. Breezy R is doomed with the roar, comes in on Patience, Dire, still dive, toss up, Breezy R down, again, Radiant are beginning to collapse. Dire will attempt to get away. Avalanche delays, but it is a dispose on Tiani. He again will siphon. Magic Wand, blinking by Tiny. Tiny gets another kill, and Tiani will barely survive. 1 more Axes will do it, but Sexy Buns is not in range. And Mr. Lens again hunts for more. The Axes kill DP, but Mr. Lens actually cannot kill Sexy Buns. He needs, I believe, 2 more hits, but the Cold Embrace means that Mr. Lens cannot find the kill. The Satyr Tormentor with the big Shockwave Hadouken finishes Mr. Lens, and this game is absolutely, absolutely wild. We are at 31 kills at minute 15. A 2 kill per minute rate. So we are having a good time tonight. We're having a great time. So there is technically a very small net worth lead in favor of the Dire, but it is misleading. Here's why. There is a Doom, who has Devour, that's fake GPM, and he's a Midas, which once again, fake GPM. So there's a lot of fake GPM here on this Dire side, notably on the Doombringer. We are seeing Freezing Field used to finish up the life of Redbot, but Breeziar will not get the hook. Patience juked it out, so now it's Dire again, hunting 4 more off. Has Scorched Earth, Avalanche Toss there, only on its one good target. It's Breeziar. Radiance moves towards Mr. Lens. Requiem will fear away 2 cores. A fantastic fear there! Mr. Lens dead, and Breeziar almost gets off. BKB is forced out, now confused. Hunts in, finds Patience. Simon dead as well. Radiance cannot finish off the most important kill on the map, but they still get a 3-for-1 trade. And not only that, they will also finally get back the mid T1 tower. So now both teams will be down their mid T1 tower, and Radiance 2 can make moves into that Dire jungle, into that Dire side tri-camp. There's a lot of room to move now, map-wise, without that pesky T1 being a convenient TP spot. And Radiant, having won the team fight, can now go and say, you know what? It's time to farm some map. Dire tri-camp, that's our farm. Top lane, that's our farm. Everywhere we go, bottom lane, it's Breeziar farming. It's time to farm. Alright, bottom lane, there is an Invis Pudge and a Roar Beastmaster. Tiani made the only play he could, the preemptive TP. Literally any other play would mean he's dead, but Tiani makes the one correct possible play. And as a result, his life will be spared, because barring a blind hook from Breeziar, which once again, Breeziar's Invis, the odds of him going for a blind hook are incredibly low, unless he knows there's a TP occurring. He did not know. However, off will blink in. On Sexy Buns, Doom has been placed upon the Beastmaster, and Beastmaster certainly will die. Is there a deny? Oh, that was almost perfect from Breeziar. Thought he would get the deny on that one, but instead, now it's his TP cancel as well. He will dismember in, looking to fight, but in comes the Freezing Field. Breeziar is slowly dying. Patience will die first, off. Finishes the kill on putt. As all that happens mid lane, Simon goes down. Now we're seeing Mr. Lens fighting the 1v2 as Wyvern fights the 1v2 as well. Wyvern low, Tiny, going to die first, it appears, but no, the Avalanche lets him get away. He's blinking 3 at the bottom lane. Wyvern goes down to the Doom in the Exorcism combination from DP. Triple kill for off on the Doom, and in a very fragmented team fight, it goes in favor of the side of Boring Zone. That is not a useful fight recap, but what can you do? Yeah, we were watching mostly that bottom lane engagement. As all that happened, we saw a bit of a 3v2 fight. I'm assuming, yeah, Clockwork had to have hooked in there, looking for some kind of kill on Karan or something. Did not find it. Instead, Simon goes down. Mr. Lens tried to contribute there as well. Did not find the kill, but thanks to some good movements, managed to run away through this Radiant side jungle to safety. If Tiny goes down there for a 3-for-3 exchange, it's certainly a lot more even. But instead, it is Boring Zone winning that multi-fight exchange. Back to Karan. I've been looking at his build a little bit this game. He is certainly going for the right-click oriented build, but he's going for the more universal item first. It is the BKB, the Black King bar. Mentioned that as a potential item. And yes, he will disassemble the Dragonlance to finish the BKB right here, right now. Dire notably have 2 means of canceling either a Requiem or a TP through the BKB. However, there is the Doom from Off's Doombringer, and there is the Clockwork Hook from Simon. You have 2 options there to potentially ruin the SF's day of Karan. But that is to be determined if they can be executed in team fights. We have seen in general, Off has been using his Doom on the Beastmaster in the fight. Once again, Beastmaster certainly a very good target. If there's no roar, if there's no axes, this is a very good time to be dire. Sure, you still have that Heavily Overlord creep, but simply denying roar and axes is a big deal. Radiant Smoke as 4. They run into Patience. Actually, more Patience runs into them. So it's Crystal Maiden, Deb, and Radiant want more. They see Tianyi. Off has gotten away, but can Tianyi? Tianyi has BKB, has TP, but that will not work. Hook shot from long range, perfection on Tianyi. Probably was not needed, but certainly made the job a lot easier. But yeah, TPing away there, simply too difficult. Roar on Beastmaster, Curse on Wyvern, Dismember on Pudge. Far too much stuff to go through BKB, that's for damn sure. What can you do? Actually, very rare that you see this many ultimates in the game that pierce BKB. Once again, we're seeing half of the ultimates this game straight up a BKB canceling the stun. It's relatively rare, like it's not that uncommon, but certainly out of the ordinary. Top lane, Beastmaster has been found by Tiny. Roar is the return play. Radiant TP in there, Pudge, and there will be a curse on 3 as well, it appears. Okay, only on 2, my bad. Mr. Lens is dead. Simon, Patience next targets. Patience will glimmer, Simon will get killed. He attempted a hookshot away, but it was unsuccessful, and now Patience will inevitably die, barring some sick ankle breaking, and well, the ankle breaking will not occur. It's 3 kills for the side of Reily, Feid, and this game, the first Roshan kill of the game, will be a good bit earlier. Breezy are confused, and Karan are slapping Roshan, bringing him quite low quite quickly. And as a result, it will be the Aegis head to Karan on Shadow Fiends. So Karan is ready to play Dota. Aegis in hand, BKB, that is a 9-second BKB still, and the Dragon Lance, he is ready to fight. We are seeing Doom. He is currently still #1 net worth, but again, that net worth number is inflated. He has the Midas, he has the Devour. Once again, he's not as powerful as you would expect a 16,000 net worth carry to ordinarily be. Dire may want to fight soon, perhaps once this Aegis is gone, but it seems like Radiance know they're strong. Rebound, dispose on Tianyi. Mr. Lens returns Avalanche and the toss. Hook in on DP. DP falls. Confused. Gets embraced. Now it's Rectum to fear away Simon. Simon will get run down by the entirety of Reily Feid. That's 2 more kills for the Radiant side. And again, we are back to a tower siege. Middle lane T2, the primary targets of the ire of the Radiant side. Haran has the Presence Aura, affects building talent, so as a result, the Beastmaster plus the SF Siege is certainly strong. Throw in Breeze Yard, it's that much easier, and they're even going to go high ground. They know there's heroes dead. They know that they don't want to buy back with this little time being on their respawn. Mr. Lens will Avalanche just to kill the creep, but it might cost him his life. The rebound, the dispose, the kill on Tiny, Dismember on Patience as well. Wait a minute, Tiny has no buyback. This is going to be barracks. The back door is back. Actually, wait a minute. Where's the wave? It's far away. The back door will save the game for now. A Doom on Pudge. Hookshot in. Will not stun. 2-man curse. Correction, 1-man curse. Off was BKB. Now, Karan will get run down, but he has 1 more life to play with. BKB available. He will look to turn again. We're seeing Tianyi look for Redbot. Redbot will get it with the Arctic Burn. Breezy R hunts for Simon. DP, BKB's Patience gets run down by 60 buns. Simon, that's the Redbot as well. And now it's Tianyi again, trying to salvage the fight. Breezy R is incredibly low. The BKB is over. Confused. Has dispose. Dispose. Cannot be used. Marcy is silenced, but still saved by Redbot. Another clutch cold embrace. Mr. Lens will blink. Avalanche toss on Sexy Buns, but in come the Radiance. Mr. Lens dead. Sexy Buns a trade, but down go the remainder of the Dire. That will be again a full 5-man wipe in the middle racks, which barely survived earlier thanks to that door. have now reached the end of their life. The melee racks collapse. The range racks not far behind. And again, Radiant know the time is nigh. Karan hits an effigy middle lane. He's hitting a tier 4 tower. He has no fear. Correction. He has teammates yelling at him to get the hell back. But still, the result the same. Another major fight objective win for Reily Feid. They're up by 9k, and usually you might say, oh, 9k is not that bad. I've seen worse. But keep in mind, it's up 9k into a Doom with Midas. That 9k lead feels more like a 15k lead. It's not good if you are outside of the Dire. It's certainly still winnable, but it's certainly hard to win. So Radiant will split the map. Looking at Dire Vision, they see little, but they're smoking anyways. Karan is a double damager in the bottom lane, and Dire will attempt the kill on Breezyar. Breezyar has dismembered the Doom, but now Breezyar is in some severe danger. But he will still look to fight. Off is dropping low, the Doom on Pudge, but Off is simply dead. Cold Embrace not there in time. Curse only there on 1. Tiani will walk away. Meanwhile, top lane, it's another 3v2 fight. Confused will dispose on Simon. Axes in, Simon low, Vessel taking him down. Confused finishes the kill, but will cost him his life. Down goes the clockwork. So across the map, a 2-for-2, Marcy and Pudge for the Doom and Clockwork. A mostly even exchange coming out there for both teams. But if you're Dire being behind the way they are, that's certainly fine for you. Get their outpost back. Patience hunts for more. See Sexy Buns. Roar on CM. But again, Beastmaster can't TP quite yet. Look for a Blink TP play. Blink. It's not even needed. He just walks away. He's just that much faster than DP and CM. So the walk away play activated by Sexy Buns. And now again, Radiant are respawning in the near future. They can go as 5 once Breezyar and Confused return to the fray. Roshan again is not a possible objective. The Radiant have an easy move. Congregate top lane, head into Dire jungle, grab the outpost, hunt for kills, and if all else fails, begin a slow siege in the middle lane. They know they have a favorable equilibrium middle lane, thanks to these racks being dead right now. So again, you say, alright, it's good for us, happy stuff, bring it in top lane, apply pressure, ensure Dire forced to at least keep 3 or 4 heroes in their base, and they're not firing that heavily. And perhaps if Dire slip up, we can engage with a Pudge Hook, or with a Rebound Dispose combo. You just get some kills. We saw it earlier with the mid-rack siege, where Dire make minor mistakes and it just snowballs into more kills and more racks, and everything simply went wrong for them. Again, smoke play has been used, this time by the side of Reily Feid. It's a 4-man smoke with Pudge leading the way. Hook from long range on Crystal Maiden. And Karan finishes the job, and now it's Tiani being slowed by Karan Scotty. Both will beat, but Tiani is simply dead. It's all happened on the left side. Breezyar and Redbot kills Simon. So again, just 2 more kills on top of the pickoff, so it's 3 for 0. And well, the one thing saving the Dire is their side lane equilibrium is pretty good. Wave bottoms all over here. Wave tops over here. Problem, middle waves over here. At the foots of the Dire side base. So backdoor, not an option. It has been broken. Radiant know it. They're hitting buildings. Mr. Lens will tree volley, avalanche, and toss as well. The Sexy Ones remains alive. The roar in. Tiny down. And Tiny has no buyback. Doom is on Breezyar, but I don't think he even dies here. I think he should be fine. So now it's Karan and Confused, killing Tiani, killing Patience. Tiani actually is dieback. Pudge will not get embraced by Redbot, but it will not matter. Dire know the game is lost. They will call GG, and Reily Feid move on up to 15-3, and as far as I'm concerned right now, they are the best team in Lads right now. Tonight they showed why. Simply a step ahead in many aspects. And they're going to be one very hard nut to crack. Again, it's two very fast wins. The entire BO2 done in 1 hour and 46 minutes, which is not that long. Neither game was particularly stompy, but they both were firmly in control of the side of Reily Feid relatively early on. Once again, relatively good recognition of what their timings are in the early game skirmishes. We see a lot of times in Lads, the lanes end up being relatively inconsequential in that both teams more or less draw across the lanes. Maybe one team wins one lane but loses another lane, or all the lanes are drawn. Not important. But it's after these relatively even laning phases where these good teams will truly differentiate themselves. We saw tonight with Reily Feid, where once again, the lanes didn't go that well in any of the games. Like, some individual lanes went fantastically, but in general, they didn't necessarily stomp the lanes as some other top last contenders have done in the past. But they recognized where they were strong. They recognized where it was time to step on the gas and to assert control and to take over certain areas of the map and take certain team fights and certain skirmishes. When to fight as 5, when to fight as 4, when to go for like a pick off as 2 or 3. And in that sense, they've been probably the single best macro level team in Lads this season. It's been fantastic to watch them in action a lot, and well, I mean, they are, I said it earlier, they are the team to beat right now as far as I'm concerned. I think that with that 2-0 win, they actually moved to number 1 in the standings. I could be wrong there, but that seems correct. I'm going to check that right now. And that is going to be correct. They're going to move up to the top spot. They were tied for number 1 before that one, but now with that win right there, they move all the way up to undisputed first. They're 2 points ahead of Team Blue Reily through the other team who is tied first before this series. We are going to end it though. Thank you for tuning on in for this 2-0 victory of Reily Feid over Boring Zone in Season 10 of Lads. My name is Badger. If you want to cast your games, cast your tournaments, if you want me and my usual analyst of choice, Logical Dota, to cast your pro tournaments, your DPC events, or anything of that nature, contact me on Twitter, twitter.com/BadgerDota2, or on Discord, Badger5713. We are available and ready for your casting. If you need to get some casters in your building, you want to have your casters step up their quality. No offense intended for my competitors, but I am here to take your jobs, XD. But back to the actual outro rather than delusional arrogance. We are going to wrap it up. I'll be back. When am I going to be back? I don't know. There are some Open Lads casts on Tuesday and Thursday. Probably going to go cast at least one of those, if not both of those. We'll have to see, but long-winded outro aside, thanks again to the viewers for tuning on in, and as always, have a great night.